Have you ever been walking through life, quietly carrying your thoughts, when suddenly someone opens their heart to you? Their words may be unexpected, filled with emotion, vulnerability, or truth. And in that moment, something shifts inside of you. Do not rush past it. Because perhaps this is not just an ordinary conversation. It may be Allah's mercy, wrapped in the words of another. And it is not for a soul to believe except by permission of Allah, and He will place defilement upon those who will not use reason. Surah Yunus 10-100. That moment, that confession, could be His permission for your awakening. There are moments in life that feel almost too precise to be coincidence. A look, a sentence, a confession whispered in a moment of silence. And you wonder, why now? Why this person? Why these words? It's because Allah does not leave the heart unattended. When someone opens their soul to you, it is not by chance. It is an invitation, wrapped in emotion, timed with divine precision. Perhaps your heart has been weary. Perhaps you've drifted too far into distraction. And so He sends you a soul, a voice, a truth, not to overwhelm you, but to wake you. You might not be ready. You might even resist. Because divine messages rarely arrive when it's comfortable. They come when something inside you must shift. The timing, impeccable. The words, unscripted. But behind it all is His will. He chooses the moment that cracks your certainty, just enough to let His light seep in. In that stillness, in that surprise, listen, don't rush. Don't harden your heart. Let it tremble if it must, for even trembling hearts are softer than numb ones. This isn't chaos. It's alignment, not interruption, but intervention. You are being spoken to, not just by the person in front of you, but by the one who orchestrated their presence in your path. Indeed, it is not the eyes that are blind, but it is the hearts in the breasts that grow blind. Surah Al-Hajj 22:46. So ask yourself, what part of me is Allah trying to awaken? What truth am I being called to face? Every soul that crosses your life does so with purpose. Some to comfort, some to confront, and some to carry the words your heart has been too afraid to hear from anyone but Him. This is divine choreography, a sacred moment tailored just for your soul. Don't miss it. It doesn't always feel holy in the moment. Sometimes it stings. When someone speaks their truth into your space, you may feel exposed, even attacked. A quiet defense rises in your chest. I didn't ask for this. But the test was never about what you asked for. It's about what you do with what you've been given. There are moments when Allah places you not in ease, but in exposure, to measure not how well you protect yourself, but how deeply you're willing to surrender. This is the battlefield of the ego. Will you armor yourself with pride, or lower your shield and let the lesson through? You may want to respond quickly, to explain, to justify, to reject. But perhaps this is not a moment for defense. Perhaps it's a moment to be still and let yourself be humbled. You are not being punished. You are being refined. And Allah, who knows what lies in the chest, wants to see what will rise in you when your heart is pressed. And be patient, for indeed, Allah is with the patient. Surah Al-Anfal 8:46. It is not patience to wait in silence. It is patience to absorb what hurts, to hold your tongue when your ego screams, and to choose submission over pride. Because faith is not forged when life is calm. It is forged when truth cuts deep, and you bow your head instead of raising your voice. Ask yourself, can I be grateful for the truth, even when it comes wrapped in discomfort? Can I trust that this moment is not to shame me, but to shape me? When someone's words shake you, don't rush to escape. Let the heart feel, let it ache, and in that ache, let it remember the one who breaks only to rebuild you stronger. This is how the soul learns to bow, not through ease, but through the trials that expose its core. There is something sacred in the trembling voice, in the eyes that glisten without warning, in the hand that shakes as it reaches out to speak pain.
When someone shares what's hidden in their chest, you're not just hearing their story. You're witnessing the soul in its most honest form. And in that honesty, there is divine mercy. Their sadness, their fear, their longing. These are not random waves of human experience. They are carefully measured drops from the ocean of Allah's mercy, flowing through the hearts of His creation. What they feel, what you feel in response, is not yours alone. It is a reflection, a mirror, a message. You are being shown something about them, yes, but also something about you, something you needed to see, something you've buried, something Allah wants to awaken gently, not through logic, but through emotion. Indeed, in that are signs for those who reflect.
Why did it happen today and not last week? Why did their words find you at the very moment you were thinking about giving up? Why did their voice sound like something you didn't know you needed? There's no formula to explain it, but there is wisdom in it. You didn't choose the moment, but the moment chose you. Because Allah chooses the hour in which your soul is most thirsty, even if you don't yet know you're dehydrated. Sometimes the help you ask for doesn't come the way you imagine. It doesn't knock gently. It doesn't wear a name tag. Sometimes it arrives in a storm, or in a sentence, or in the fragile honesty of someone standing in front of you, trembling. And that's where faith begins to stretch. Not by understanding why, but by trusting who. And your Lord creates what He wills and chooses. Not for them was the choice. Surah Al-Qasas 28:68. It may feel sudden, uninvited, even inconvenient. But nothing is random in a world ruled by His will. You didn't meet them by accident. Their words weren't stumbled upon. That moment wasn't misplaced. Allah writes stories we cannot read until we live them. And even then, the meaning often comes later. Much later. But the message is simple. He has not forgotten you. He is still writing your chapter, still guiding your path, still sending reminders exactly when your heart can bear them, even in the middle of chaos, even when you've stopped believing anything meaningful can still happen. That conversation, that emotion, that ache in your chest is perfectly timed. So do not dismiss it. Do not harden yourself just because it's hard to understand. If you are being stirred, then you are being called. And when Allah calls, there is no such thing as too late or too soon. There is only now. Now that the moment has passed and the words have landed, you are left with the silence. But this silence is not empty. It's full of echoes. Echoes of a truth you didn't expect. A voice you didn't realize you needed. A message from Allah, delivered through the heart of another. Before you move on too quickly, pause. Let the moment breathe. Let it settle in the deepest corner of your soul. Ask yourself quietly, what was I meant to feel? What was I meant to learn? Not every conversation is just about the other person. Sometimes their words are keys, and your heart is the door. So remember me, I will remember you, and be grateful to me and do not deny me. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:152. Gratitude is not only for when the path is easy. It shines the brightest when the message is heavy, but you receive it anyway. When a stranger's truth brings tears to your eyes, thank Allah. He is softening you, healing what you didn't know was broken, calling what had fallen asleep inside of you to wake. These are the unseen mercies, the gentle jolts of divine love. Because what if that moment wasn't just about you hearing someone else? What if it was Allah asking, are you ready to hear yourself now? When someone opens their heart to you, it's not only for you to comfort them, it's for you to return to your own heart and find it again in the remembrance of Allah. Be grateful for the discomfort. Be grateful for the clarity. Be grateful for the invitation, even if it came wrapped in tears. For what is shared between hearts, when held with sincerity, can sometimes echo louder in the unseen than 1,000 spoken prayers. So don't let it fade. carry it gently, and let it lead you back to the one who writes all encounters with meaning. O Allah, the turner of hearts, make our hearts soft to your signs. Let us listen with wisdom and respond with patience. When emotions come, let them draw us closer to you. When people speak, help us hear your message behind their words. And when you test us with the unexpected, let us meet it with surrender, with sabr, and with gratitude. Guide us through the unseen paths and purify our hearts until they reflect your light. Ameen.